This is Chantal from Be Inspired, and we are finishing off Socktober. Tomorrow is the last day of October, so I need to show you how to put your heel in. I'm going to do two different heels. This first video is going to be the afterthought. So if you're a beginner, I would suggest you do this heel. It's much simpler than the other heels, and it just means that you have to put some waist yarn in right now, and then you carry on knitting to your toe. You knit your toe and then you go back and you put the heel in, hence why it's called an afterthought heel. Once you've knitted the whole sock and done the toe and go back to do the heel, you'll be a lot more confident, which is why I suggest the afterthought for beginners. So I'm going to show you how to put waist yarn in. I've still got my beginning of round little floop marker here, so I'm just going to knit to my marker and slide it across. Now I've got 64 stitches, so you take half of your stitches and those are what would be for your heel. So I'm going to knit a piece of waist yarn in now across 32 of the stitches, which is half of my 64, and that is going to be where I place my heel. So I've got waist yarn, it's around about the same thickness as the yarn I'm using, and it's a bright color so I can see, I'll be able to see it against the other colors. So I'm merely going to loop it over. If you're a beginner, just take a little loop of it. Don't waste too much of it if it's nice yarn. This is just put a little loop and just start knitting. So I'm just going to count 32 and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So it's 1, 2, actually I'm going to pretend we put 32 in because I need to, I will have to undo it to do my other heel. So we're going to pretend there's 32 stitches. So you merely knit across your 32, just like normal. And then what I'm going to do now is, imagine this is now 32. I'm actually would break this waist yarn. You don't want it attached to your sock, so you would break it off and leave a nice little tail, and then you're going to slip these stitches that you've just knit back onto your left needle. So just go and slip them, don't twist them or anything, just slide them from one needle to the other needle. Okay, they're nearly all back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit them again, but I'm now going to knit in my normal yarn, my normal sock yarn that I've been using, and I'm going to knit over them, and I'm going to keep knitting in the round, and I'll have a little row of green stitches, and that is what I'm going to open up later to do my heel. And you open that up, I'll show you in another video, by picking up the stitches above and below. And for that you'll need DPNs, which are double pointed needles, or I prefer my higher flyers, which are double pointed but they've got a flexible cable in between, so they're flexi tips. They're like the best thing for socks. So you can see I'm just going to carry on knitting around and around, and I'll be left with this little green stripe. And that's where my heel is going to be across 32. So do that, and tomorrow I'll show you how to pick up the stitches and create your heel. Bye.